welcome to Outdoors with Aaron. All right, but anyways, today I'm gonna do a breakdown of a deer. I'm gonna show you all the muscles, how I cut them, and how we do the burger and all that. It may not be every muscle off the same exact deer, but I'm gonna go to town. We got 5 deer to do. We got the first deer we're gonna do, they want steak. They want inner loin steak, backstrap steak, hindquarter steak. They don't want any roast. The burger, I guess, is just gonna be, they want plain burger, they want bacon burger, 5 pounds, they want 5 pounds of stew, and they want some sweet sausage. And it says do the stew first. Do the stew and the bacon burger first. So we're gonna get on to that. Then we have all together 5 of them to do. Some of them are a little bit different than the others. These ones, they want 5/8. This one they want 5/8, and this one they want no trays. And they want pork. This one they want beef. I think it's this one. They want pork in this one. And beef in one of them wants beef, I think. But anyways, when we get to it, we'll do that. So I'm gonna start off with this little tiny deer we got right here. Basically gonna show you how I take it apart. Obviously they shot through the leg. We got a little bit of fur on it, we gotta get cleaned off. You can see this piece is missing. It's probably because it was nasty, or there was some reason that Kenny had to take it off and get rid of it. Got a little bit of damage here, which there ain't really much around that to cut. Then we gotta get the inners out, get those cleaned out. We gotta take the front shoulders off, then the hindquarters, break all those down. So I'll show you guys all that in the video. And we're here today with Nicholas and Dustin. And yeah, so we're gonna get this done. We'll see you in a minute. All right, guys, so basically what I'm gonna do here is we're gonna get these inners out. It's pretty, I don't know, there's quite a bit of stuff on these ones. But we'll get them right out of there and they'll clean up. They should clean up pretty nice. And of course, I'm using this chest harness today. And I don't ever use the chest harness, so bear with me. So basically, you just start with the inners, which are pretty easy to get out. This thing has been in the cooler for a few days, so you can see this. It's sort of leathery on the outside, but it's because it's been dry aging pretty much. And then get the other one out. First thing we usually do is take the front shoulders off, which they just peel off. There's no knuckle, so you just follow this, and you don't want to go in too deep because you can get the back strap. So we'll throw that up over there on the table. Now we're going to take out the back strap, which there's a muscle here. That's the hind quarter, right around here. So I usually start right here on the spine, stab in, follow that all the way down the spine, try to stay right up against it, and go across, go straight down. You can almost C on the outside of the back strap. Come up in here, get it started going down. Somebody had sliced it already. Came in there. You can see that little bit of damage that went through onto the back strap. Get those back straps out. Those on the table. Then come right down the side, go up here, and you start cutting down. You want to follow the ribs basically inside. And then you got your back straps, your inners out. And since this one's broke, I'm gonna go with this hind quarter first. Try to make it so you guys can see this stuff, but this is why I don't ever use this stupid chest harness, because it don't ever work. It was a good idea by whoever created it, but it's never in the right place recording the right thing. Even when I'm get it right down. See, I'm showing you the meat, but not the right part of it. Okay, there's a ball right there. Cut in around that ball, go right up underneath of it, and then it should drop right down like that. Then you follow along this bone, but you want to go around because you want to keep this muscle on there. You don't want to cut it in half, which a lot of hunters, oh, I know how to freaking do a deer, I know how to break it down, but then they bring it in or they do it themselves and they miss that muscle and they chop it right in half and it's butchered, but not the right way. So anyways, yeah, that's that. Then what we'll do is cut this fur out of there. So that's not on the table. Come up here, which you can't see because the deer is higher than my harness goes. Right around, down that, get up in here, take it down to that joint. Just like that. And this comes down the side of that bone. Oh, don't want to hit the floor. And then try to keep the nasty part off the table, and then these guys will do the neck and all the other little pieces of meat that are on it. Some people like neck roast, but if they don't call for it, we just put it right into the burger. So, all right. Now we're gonna go on to the breaking down the primals. and slicing them up, getting them packaged and into the cooler. So now we have the back straps and the inners. I'm going to start with the inners because we got to get them all nice and cleaned up. Get this out of the way. Try and pull you a little closer so you can see. Okay, so they have this little fat cap on top. You want to get that all cleaned up. And I'm not going to have to cut these ones because this guy wants them whole. So when they want them whole, we just clean it up so they look good. And all that little bit of blood, you don't want to go too thin, too thick into it. Get the fat off the bottom of it. And that's pretty good. I'm going to throw it on a tray. And do the same for the other. And this one's a little bloody. It's usually that piece of skin you can use. Sometimes you can grab it and pretty much take all that nastiness off. Just like that. Now we got this little piece hanging off. I'll cut that off. A little bit of fat. And that's your inner. And it's whole. Throw that up here. Then I'll take all this then over here and he'll pick through it and get whatever meat's in there out. Throw the rest into the scrap bucket. Now, for the inner, we'll grab hold down here, and you can normally grab it and tear the whole thing right off and get rid of all that, except for like at the end there's some meat there. So we'll cut that off, put that over there, throw that in here. Then we'll go up under this silver skin. We'll go right along. I press it so I'm feeling like I'm going to cut right through up into my hand, but not. I don't go that far so I don't cut my hand. And I just go right down through, just like that. And you can feel that whole cover right off. Now, lots of different places do it different ways. Here at Kenny's Cuts, we like to clean it. So when you take it out of the package, you can throw it right into your frying pan. It's ready to go. And he wants these whole too, so I don't have to cut this one either. Just gotta clean it up. And you always want to check the back side because you don't want to get any of the little particles of the spine from where you cut it, where you took it out of the deer. Now this has this other string here. I usually cut that off right down the side. Sort of tilt your knife towards the end so you don't cut too much of it off. And that'll go over to him to be cleaned up and put in for a burger. Get this fat off the bottom down here. A little bit of silver skin on the back side. And there's your back strap. I like to make sure it's clean. And there you go. A full back strap. We got a little piece right there actually. There. Now it's perfect. So set that off to the side for now. We'll do the other one real quick. Oh, you guys went for a ride. See, it's even an amusement park going outdoors there. Pull that right off. Nothing on that one, so that's all garbage. And me being left-handed, I usually start on the other side of one, about the middle. And like I said, just follow that silver skin right down through. Some thin layer right underneath of it. You don't want to remove all their back strap. Flip it over and you can see that line right there that needs to be cut. Put your knife right in, you can follow it right down. And that goes over for burger. Then we get this little silver skin there. Some fat down towards the bottom. A little bit right there, and that's your other back strap. Done. All right, we'll see you at the hindquarters. I'm going to show you how I break it down. I usually start with this top muscle. We go right in, find that seam. You go right down and around. You can see what I'm doing. Try to stay out of the way with my arm. It'll open right up for you. Come up here and you can put your fingers right underneath it. You can feel the seam. And you go right down through without cutting that muscle on the end. And you get down in here and you'll have your eye round right there. You don't want to chop that off. You either want to take it all off with the bottom round, or take it off with the top round. When I take it all off at once, then I can separate it and cut it however they want it. And you can see it's right here. That's your eye round. Okay, and then I come in and you got your sirloin tip, which is this one right here. You got this muscle here that you don't want to cut. I think it's the sirloin. Go down through like this. Straight down. All the way up to that, and then cut across. Cut down through here. And then you got your sirloin tip. Or the knuckle. Some people call it the knuckle. Now on this one, you want to follow down along the bone. You want to try to go up under the bone, because you don't want to leave a whole bunch of meat laying on the bone from that primal. Cut it like this. And then you got that one. Then I spin this around and you go right around the knuckle of where it hooked to the deer itself. Cut that off, and then you got that one. And this right here we'll take and throw over to one of these guys, which they'll cut that into burger. And I'll try to do it again here and show you how I do that on the other one. So start right on the bottom round, cut right along that seam. Get your fingers up underneath there and follow the line all the way around. You want to go thin on that edge, on this edge, because it doesn't go all the way down. And it will start opening right up for you. Like so. And you just cut slowly along that through all the silver skin and veins. You get to your eye around, go up underneath a bit. Like so. And that eye round will go right up underneath here. So you want to cut down in there. Take that off, then you got that. Then you go over here. Sirloin hip, knuckle. Cut right down. All the way down. And you got that one. Then with this one, cut along the bone. Go up under. So you can leave as much of that on there as you can. And come back, cut that off there. Then it goes right up under along with the shank on the back. Then you get that one off. Then you come up here, take off that, around that knuckle. Then you got that one. And then you have all of your primals broke down off the hindquarters. Then we just gotta clean them up and cut them. Sweet. All right, guys. So now, to make sure you can see. All right, so now I'm going to clean some up and cut them for you. They want it 1/4 inch. So we got to take off on this. This is the top round. There's a cap. You gotta get off. And that's got a little bit of fur on it, so you gotta get that off. So basically we take that off. And it's been in the cooler, so it's got that little bit of that leather, I call it leather skin on it. So I'm gonna go right up underneath that and take that off. Because that won't be too good to chew on. So anyway, we get all that. That goes over here. Then you got this edge. I usually go along that edge. And like I said, we clean them. We cut it to be clean so you can take it, put it right in your pan. That's got a lot of fur on it. Then flip it over and you got some veins that run through. So you want to just skim your knife through lightly and go down like that. Then you got a vein. You can see it goes in here, comes out here. You want to go right up underneath of it and cut like that. And then you can pretty much get all of it out of there. Put it over there, he'll pick through that for burger. And then once you got that like that, it's pretty clean. There's some fur on it right there. Alright, and then you go 1/4 inch. Usually take the edge off and then go 1/4 inch. And always cut against the grain. Because if you don't, you'll be chewing leather. And voila. Then we take 2 trays out here, we split this in half. Oh, I didn't cut all the way through that piece. Make sure you cut all the way through, don't do what I just did. Okay, these go over here. And then we go to the knuckle. Cut that cap off, goes over there for burger. We come down the edge. Get that off because there's fur on it. And then we come down the edge like this. Burger. And you got this silver skin on this side. We come down that edge. Like that. Burger. Then I square off each end. And come up under, and there's a lip right here. You see that little bit of silver skin there? I go up underneath that, shave that off, and that goes in the burger. But what I do here, as you can see, there's a piece underneath the bottom here. If you cut that piece off, Some people like to leave it on. They make these in a roast, they'll leave that. I'd leave it if I was making a roast. But when I make steak, I cut that off. Which is what that does. You gotta get the veins too. But what that does is, when you put it flat, it makes it flat, so it makes it way easier to cut steaks. Then I will flush the end so it's level or square or whatever you want to call it. Then 1/4 inch. And this muscle is a floppy muscle, so they're not going to be completely straight like I used chalk line to make them straight. Roughly 1/4 inch. This last piece doesn't make a very good steak because it's... And then boom, there you go. And then we throw that on a tray. Just like that. And then we go over here to your bottom round and eye round. Separate the eye round. Set that off to the side. And we clean the silver skin off. And whatever's left on that, like before, he'll make burger out of it. Just like so. Up here is the tricky part. You gotta sort of angle your knife. Don't take too much off of it. When you flip it over, you get all that silver skin. So what I'll do is I'll get my knife up under the edge of it, just like doing the back strap. Slide all the way across, and then cut that cap off. And once you expose that, cut off that fat, that over there. You can see this edge. So what I'll do is I'll just cut along there. I'll go over for burger. Now this one, all the angles are like this. So you gotta angle it so that you're cutting against the grain. And they want 1/4 inch, so we give them 1/4 inch. Everybody likes it different, but we like to do it the way the customer wants and the way we do it here. But you get a nice clean steak. It doesn't get any better than that. Then once again, throw that on a tray, about half of it, so you don't overload the packages. And if they need more steak, they can just have 2 packages instead of just one that was going to maybe be too much or not enough. Goes over there. Grab this eye round. Now you can see this layer of fat and silver skin on that side. Sink your knife right underneath, just go right down the side of it. Not too deep. You want to make sure you have a good knife. I see a lot of videos that people are using a buck knife, they're using chef knives. I mean, as long as it's a sharp knife, I guess you're alright. We tend to use Victoronics because they're easy to sharpen and they stay sharp for quite a while. It's German steel. But just make sure you have a good knife, because if your knife ain't sharp and you don't have a good knife, you're going to be tearing up the meat, flanking it the whole time. Get off of there. There we go. Now I do have another hind quarter to go, so with this eye round, I will cut it 1/4 inch, and I'll put it on a tray, and I'll wait to cut the next eye round, then I'll put that one on the same tray, because that will probably be roughly 1 pound of meat on that tray, maybe a little over. And voila. Now, like I said, I'll set that off to the side until I get the next one. Now on this one, there's a cap. I usually go right down and I remove that top piece of that cap. Just like that. Then they cut off that fatty part right there. Flip it over. You can see this right here. I'm going to sink my knife right up underneath that and cut that off. Then you can go down a little bit further. You can almost see it once you start trimming into it. Just try to make it flush. Don't try to take all the steak away. And make it clean. We flip that back over. Level that edge. Cut off this silver skin on that side. Got a little layer of I don't know, silver skin or slime or whatever you want to call it. You want to just get that off. And you get that one. Cut that 1/4 inch, and this is going to be the same as that one. I will cut it 1/4 inch, and I'll wait to get the other one off the other hind. Excuse me, hind quarter, and then I'll put them both on a tray together. And that is the breakdown, and then the cutting and the cleaning of all the hind quarter. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you probably at cleanup or if something interesting happens. All right, guys. So here we are. This is a deer we got in. Kenny's going to give you guys a little tutorial on skinning, and he's going to make a mount, shoulder mount out of the fur with the head. So I'll give it to him and let him show you what he's going to do.
So what I like to do first is cut the feet off the rear quarters because they're in the way of our rail system. So that's just an easy fix. I like to get it to where everything's easy to work on and I don't have to bend over.
And just remember, folks, it can be a little graphic, but this is what you got to do to skin a deer.
So this guy wants it tubed from the neck down. Normally I make a cut from the top between the ears right up to the slice that I'm going to make all around this deer. One of the first things I do is take and peel right up to where I'm going to make my slice. Both front shoulders. You go straight up. That way the guy has less stitches. It's harder to stitch if you got to go at an angle. So then you make sure you're plenty high enough so you get a nice shoulder mount, and the taxidermist has plenty extra. You make your slice across, trying to keep it as straight as possible. Trying to stay out of the back strap, but sometimes that's a little bit impossible to do. Rib cage meat don't matter so much.
But I'm over there on the table, so I fix the back strap.
So then I work my way down around the front here. And on a warm deer, it's pretty easy. Normally I'll take and just peel it down, but where this is a mount, I don't want to take the chance of the hide ripping. On another one, like a doe or something, I'll show you again how easy the hide is to rip off. It saves a lot of time when you can just rip it down. Do what you gotta do. Normally I don't tube deer, but I need the experience. We're not that busy. So I'll tube this one, just so I can get some more experience with it. I guess probably I could have tubed the legs too, but I've never done that, so I don't want to mess that up. So I get it down in here where it's workable from both sides. So from the inside you can almost see through to the outside, so you have plenty to work with. Then I'm right-handed, so I start on the right-hand side and work my way to the left. And you be careful not to slice the hide, because it just makes more work for the taxidermist. When you get down around the front shoulder, there's a layer of cartilage and meat that holds it all together. So you have to be careful not to get that layer onto your hide if you're caping it. I like to use the deer too on my legs and hold it as a prop, so it holds the deer in place so you're not bouncing all around. Sometimes you get a little bloody doing this work, but you gotta work smarter, not harder. And see, now you can see where I've opened it up, and I carefully go down through here not to damage any hide until you get down to where the knee knuckle is. You can just take and cut it right off. So this one's probably going to be easier to tube where it's warm. The last ones I tried to tube are cold, so it doesn't, the hide is more set in place, it's not as flexible. We'll see how it goes though. Again, I'm coming through. You should be able to see daylight here, just like that. I like to get my hand in there and just use the tip of my knife to cut them little stringy tendons all around that Achilles tendon till you get down to the knee knuckle, and you can cut it off. Alright, so now we're at the tubing process, and I guess I'm going to start right here and see how it goes. It does seem to be a little bit easier with a warm hide.
This is a stinky deer.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. It smells like a wood stove that's been out for a month. You know, we get that a lot. Deer that smells like an old wood stove that ain't been burned in a whole year.
It had water in it. You know what I mean? Like the ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like musky.
So this, I guess, is where you kind of got to use your knife more straight up and down to get into these little crevices so you don't damage the hide as much. It is more of a pain to tube, that is for sure. There's only a few taxidermists that don't care if you don't tube or not, because they just charge more money for more stitches, that's all. But it's nice if you're friends with a taxidermist and he brings you coffee and sends you business, you might as well do the best job you can do. On the neck, it's hard not to get some of the neck meat onto the hide just because the way the deer is set up. See, I'm having to use my thumb to peel that hide down. And be careful not to slice my thumb. Trying to leave some of the meat on there. As you can see, it's pretty tight. You pull on it, you can see them little stretchy veins. Those are the ones you just want to take your knife tip and slice them off. By any means, this is not a tutorial because I don't know what I'm doing for tubing. I'm a learning man, so if anybody's got any pointers, feel free to leave a message.
Right, exactly. We're butchers and not taxidermists.
We got some comedians over there in the background that don't get to be on camera loudly. Sound good?
Okay.
That's an inside joke.
Yeah, if you're gonna make professional phone calls, you gotta know how to say okay.
Yeah, or sounds good.
Yeah, and yup.
Yup is a good one. So we're almost down to the part where I can take apart the head here. Leave that spot. It's right there somewhere. There it is. You get into that spot. You slice around the bone. I got into one side, but the other side's being a pain. Well, there's always another solution to this too. As long as you go high enough, you take the Sawzall. If they wanted to do European, which they're not, normally you'd take that bone and cut it out, but where this is tubed, I don't want to slice into the hide, so I'm going to use a Sawzall and just cut this bone right here, then I can finish the rest with a knife. And with one more slice, we have a tube here. And this is what it looks like on the final product.
And that makes it easier for them to make them out. With a lot of stitches.
And there we go.
Awesome. And then you just gotta basically just take the fur off the rest of the deer. And then we will spray it down with a vinegar spray. And then it will get shot into the cooler after he takes the legs off. So cool, guys. And now I'll bring you over here to packaging. After we put everything on the rack like this, Nicholas will, or whoever's doing it, will bring it over here, put it in here, then he'll close it. And then this will suck, put air into it, and it'll suck it all out. And then they will come out like this. Now it's sucking the air out. And okay, maybe another second. There it goes. And then comes out like that. And then Dustin's over here packaging up all their burger. which I got quite a bit of burger off that deer. Very good. And then Nicholas is over here putting the labels on. The beautiful Kenny's Kuts label. Nice packaging. And then they go into the bag. And then after that we got 2 more deer to do. We're just gonna finish them up. Then we got clean up, and then we'll be done for the day. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time. Keep on naturing. Don't forget to get in on the giveaway. You got to send some mail, send a letter, send a sticker, send anything you want, but send it to Outdoors with Aaron at P.O. Box 508 Newport, Maine 04953. And when we get a big stack of mail, we're gonna go through, we're gonna randomly pick a person, and they're gonna win some bear claws and a sizzle stick. So yeah, get in on that, and we'll see you later. Keep on naturing. Peace.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.